Art Pakpoom's life has been defined by personal tragedy and the harsh realities of fame. From losing his mother at 15 to facing public rejection, industry struggles, and toxic fandoms, his journey is one of pain, resilience, and survival. When Art was just 15, his world shattered. His mother passed away from cancer while he and his brother Ice held her hands through the night. In the morning, "I woke up and my mom had passed away while holding our hands," he said quietly on a podcast. The shock hit first. "I couldn't move or speak. Just sat there for almost an hour. I didn't cry. But when the numbness faded, the grief crashed in. I cried my heart out. Didn't want to be alive. My heart felt stabbed over and over." She was his anchor. Without her, he fell apart. Art spiraled, skipping school, acting out, drifting through life with no direction. For a long time, he couldn't even remember what he last said to his mom, only the feeling of her hand in his. "At the end, I was just taking care of her, changing her diapers after her surgery." When asked what he'd say if he had one more minute with her, Art didn't hesitate. "Now. I want to tell my mom I'm strong enough. I always try to be strong. I want her to be proud. I don't want her to worry." After his mother's death, Art was forced to grow up fast. Since his first year of university, Art stopped asking his father for money, not because he was told no, but because he couldn't bring himself to ask. While most students still relied on their families, Art became one of the few who didn't. He started working gigs, singing, dancing, performing, and would earn 3,500 to 4,000 baht per show just to survive. "Not asking my dad for money felt amazing," he said. But the truth behind that pride was much heavier. His relationship with his father, already distant, became silent. "He didn't say anything unless I spoke first." With his dad's quietness and his mom gone, the house grew colder and quieter. Losing his mother deeply affected Art, leaving him unable to express his feelings like before. "I've never said I love you to anyone. Not to my dad, not to friends, not in relationships. Even when he feels it, the words won't come. In my heart I do love them," he admits. But that love stays unspoken, locked behind a wound that hasn't healed in over a decade. Although Art started performing in school, but he never saw himself as talented. "I didn't know I could sing or dance. I'd never done either. No training," he said. Even when people praised him, he doubted himself. "I could sing, not great but okay. But I still don't believe in my voice." That self-doubt held him back. When invited to perform at a concert for 100,000 people, he turned it down, not because he couldn't, but because he didn't think he was good enough. "If I don't believe in myself, I don't want to risk it." Art's struggles weren't just internal, public criticism hit him hard. He recalls a humiliating moment when someone shouted at him during an event, "Who are you? Why are you even here?" "I felt so small," Art remembers, feeling small and useless. He couldn't cry, just fake smiled and apologized, his dignity slipping away in front of an audience. This experience marked a turning point, pushing him toward emotional withdrawal. At the height of his popularity, Art was part of a BL pairing with Muse, which attracted a massive fanbase. But when things soured, so did the fans. After Muse's success with Tarntype, a new wave of fans quickly turned against Art, questioning his place in the industry. "Why him? Don't you know what kind of person he is?" they asked. Art's professional achievements were now seen as undeserved, and the hateful comments piled up in his mind. So many hurtful words. "I stored all the cursing and hateful things in my head." Fandom taught Art a painful truth: it can lift you up or tear you down. Art eventually withdrew completely. No work, no social media, no motivation. "I'm done. I'm tired. I quit," he told himself. For months he struggled with emptiness, but even in silence his supporters stood by him, offering small acts of kindness, asking if he'd eaten or offering small jobs. These gestures meant everything. "That feeling, having someone by your side, it's so good," he said. In a world that had turned its back on him, Art's loyal fans made him feel seen again. They showed him that not everyone demands perfection, some just want him to be okay. His plea for empathy toward toxic fans, who tear one actor down while lifting another, comes from a deep place of hurt. "Why do you have to make someone feel so bad?" he asks, reminding us to see actors as people, not just characters. The fight between Art and Mew during their time filming What the Duck was messy, emotional, and played out almost entirely in public. It started in September 2018, when Mew tweeted several emotional posts hinting at feeling unloved, including one that said, "If you don't love me, then just say so." The end. Art clapped back with his own tweet, calling Mew selfish. Things escalated quickly. Mew deleted the tweets, unfollowed Art, and changed his display name to Lord Mew, who is taking a break. A few days later, Art went live and told fans not to worry, claiming they had sorted things out. But Mew kept dropping hints about a deeper conflict, including one about a sleepover that ended badly. Then came the breaking point. In a now infamous live on October 24th, Art claimed Mew kissed him during that sleepover, and he only let it happen because he didn't want to hurt Mew's feelings. He also accused Mew of being controlling, calling out Mew for tweeting shady things instead of talking privately. Fans were shocked. Some felt Art had crossed the line by outing Mew, while others blamed Mew for publicly bashing Art's professionalism. In the end, Mew came out of the scandal with his career intact, while Art's BL roles dried up. Things took another turn when Mew took Art to court for defamation. The case was later settled out of court in 2023, and Art posted an apology on social media. The two say they've resolved everything. One of the most painful blows Art faced wasn't fan backlash, but rejection from industry gatekeepers. "I remember the series Call It What You Want. They did everything to get me to direct the show and rejected Art. It wasn't fair," recalls director Aim Anyazorn. Art wasn't turned down because of a lack of talent, but likely due to preconceived notions or fallout from past fan wars. Even people who had never worked with him had already made up their minds. That kind of rejection stings. It makes you question if you'll ever be seen for who you really are. Despite everything, Art stays open to trying new things. In 2021, he admitted he hadn't worked in nearly a year. "It's not enough for living." The pandemic didn't just stall his career, it nearly ended it, draining his savings and forcing him to think about walking away from the industry. "If I did other things, I might get more money," he said, quietly revealing the struggle behind his passion. In an industry where fame often hides financial instability, Art's honesty cuts through the illusion. He's constantly walking a tightrope, loving his craft, but fearing burnout and the unknown. Will I be famous or not? Will I have a successful acting career? Maybe business, whatever. He's a dreamer without a roadmap, fully aware that his efforts might never bring the success he hopes for. His last major role was in 2022. Since then, a few guest appearances have kept him afloat, but in a career full of question marks, even staying visible is a battle. These experiences have shaped who he is today, someone who has learned to protect his peace and keep going, even when things get tough. His story shows the toll the entertainment industry can take, but also the quiet strength it takes to keep trying. Have you been following Art's journey in the entertainment industry? Let me know in the comments.